What's up, you guys? Welcome back to Bri2J Presents. I'm your host, Bri2J, and today I'm presenting to you the Mezco Toyz 112 Collective, Baron Benz, and the Aquaticons. Baron Benz was quite literally a hidden gem at New York Toy Fair, as he was underneath the Gomez setup, and it took me quite a few times through that booth to realize that there was another figure. With that being said, let's take a closer look at Baron Benz and his Aquaticons. So Baron Benz is something original from Mezco. It's part of their Rumble Society. For those of you unaware about the Rumble Society, I'll explain. The Rumble Society is part of Mezco's own creative content. The Gomez universe, the Pink Skulls Chaos Club, and now Baron Benz, and then I'm sure there's going to be many others throughout the years. Because if it's your original idea and you want to expand the universe, go for it. So, Baron Benz is something very original, and it's very like deep sea diver-esque, but also very creepy at the same time. Let me pull his staff down here. I have his Aquaticons in the background, and we'll get more into that in a minute. But Baron Benz, this is the default head that comes on him. It's a tube head. One really cool feature, which I did not expect, was that the visor lifts up, and it has a very creepy, zombified diver head. And I don't know if it's pulling up on the camera, but it's really creepy. Whited out eyes, kind of like a teal, undead zombie color, and that's really, really cool. There's some black wash around the eyes to give like that undead vibe. So that's really awesome. We don't know if he's a good guy or a bad guy. There's nothing really on that yet. But we'll just say he's kind of indifferent, okay? I really like this figure. I think Mezco did a fantastic job, and all the colors really pop. We're going to call the yellow on this highlighter yellow because, you know, highlighters are that neon yellow. It kind of pops. And everywhere it's placed, it's really, really good. For a bulky figure, he's actually kind of on the lighter side. He weighs about as much as a basic 112. We'll say like more like a Batman type 112. So you're going to notice there's a lot of holes all across like the head and like the back, one up here, all across the belt and whatnot, on the like the gauntlets. So the reason for that is that there's these tubes, and I'll get more into that in a little while. But this figure is awesome. I really like the faded blue for the scuba suit. There's some light black wash across all the parts on the outfit that are supposed to be metallic. There's definitely a zipper underneath there. I don't know if you see that. Yeah, really, really solid figure. And this is movable, so it gives you a little bit more leeway when posing them around. I do have a couple of gripes, but we'll talk more about that later. For articulation, his head can go down, back really far, side to side. You get all the proper 112 expressiveness that you would for a beautifully done figure. The arms can go out all the way, like really far up. They can go back about there, and like so. There's definitely a bicep cut in the underneath the suit here. Double jointed elbow, which gets blocked by the armor. Here's the gripe on mine. Mine feels a bit loose on this elbow, but it's not a big deal. I mean, I just kind of mess with it a little bit, and I get that range that I want. What else? He does have the traditional diaphragm side to side, the waist swivel, the split, the kick forward, the kick backward, the double jointed knee. The top of the boot does rotate. Decent ankle pivot considering it's a boot character that has like a long cuff, and then he has an up and down. So you get a lot of range of motion out of Baron Benz. And yeah, this figure is very, very different, very unique, I would say. super glad I was able to score one. And yeah, he was a hidden gem at Toy Fair. I had zero idea that he was there. Took 4 or 5 times in that booth to realize, like, oh. So yeah, this is downright awesome. And here's a closer look at the back. I love the way this bizarre alien-esque scuba gear looks. You know, this is really cool. Really clean seam work too on the canvas. And that's more of like a... This has more like a Michael Myers cloth vibe. So I know that's adorable. And that's really cool. Alright, now let's talk about all of his accessories. Because there's a decent amount. And there's more. And here's Baron Ben's blade. Say that 3 times fast, huh? Baron Ben's blade. Baron Ben's blade. Sorry, just having fun. So here is that energy blade staff that he comes with, and this looks really cool. Looks even better in person. There's a nice translucent blue with a black wash in it. These are a bit pointy, so be careful. They're not going to cut you, but they're sharp. Well, pointy. They're going to hurt. Beautifully done gold, metallic gold paint work over here. Some like silverish black line work in here, and then in here. A matted, like, we'll say navy blue or royal blue finish for the handle, and there's definitely black wash going in between, and then the gold hook. This looks really, really cool, and it's light, and he holds it really well, as you saw in the beginning of the video. So yeah, this is awesome. Next up, he comes with something that I think is one of my favorites, and it's this anchor right here. Okay, this is real robotic, alien-esque style anchor, and really nicely done. You can see the black wash in there, and in there. Beautiful sculpt work and line work as well. And where this part is plastic, this part is not. As we know with Mezco, they love to give us real chains, and that is great. Because they love the realism. They're collectors too. They want to have something where it's going to not snap on them, you know, and that's why I love my pink skulls, because they have a real chain for that, and I like that we got a real anchor chain for Baron Ben's, and it's quite long, okay, so it stretches out probably about 12 inches from the point of the anchor to the top of the ring. Just by eyeballing it. I could be off by an inch, but it's pretty long, okay? I mean, just watch. Okay? That's pretty long. And it's nice and durable, too, which I really, really like. So we're going to leave that over here. And that's it for weapons. But if you count the Aquaticons, they're pretty much a weapon, because they're kind of piranha-esque, right? Let's look at these things. If my camera would like to focus. There we go. And these things look really cool. The paint and detail into these as well, really, really nice. And the articulated jaw is a nice touch. Don't bend it all the way out because you'll pop it out. It's just pegs. And these are all soft and pliable, so you don't have to worry about it snapping if it fell off a display. Okay, and you get 4 of these, as you see the other 3 in the background, and then I'm going to pull this down just to show you this water effect here, which I think is really, really awesome. And you can see it goes like a clear to a lighter blue to a darker blue, and in light it's going to show really well. Like if I show you this with the flashlight through, you could see you could do wonders with this thing, okay? I do it like that. It looks like something out of like The Thing by John Carpenter. So yeah, you could do wonders with this thing. It's going to be on the thinner side. It doesn't feel cheap, but it doesn't feel great, you know, but it's a nice little touch, and it's going to be a really nice, cool display piece. My only gripe with this is that when I try to put the Aquaticons on, I put one on, and then I go to put one here or one here, and then one of them will fall off, and it's a constant battle. But, you know, you can always fix that with some sticky tack, and you don't have to worry. So, but for the most part, they balance, okay? They were balancing fine until I pulled this down to show you guys. All right, we're going to put that there. He comes with an alternate head. This has like an octopus-style head, and this looks really, really cool. I like this. And then it pops on really well. Let's take that head off. And you can see there's like a pleather cuff over there. And the heads hide that real well, which is nice. And you have this. And I honestly don't know which head sculpt I like better. I mean, I kind of wish I bought two so I could have had one on display one way and one the other. But maybe down the line. This is awesome. Okay, we're going to keep that head on for a little while, which, you know, kind of just has that menacing vibe. He comes with 6 hands altogether. He comes with a pair of open hands, a pair of fists, which are default, and a pair of the gripping hands. So these are the gripping hands for his weapons. These open palm hands here, which look really, really nice. I don't know if that's showing up because the camera wants to be a little blurry right now. And then here are the fists. And then lastly, he comes with a bunch of tubes, okay? So you have these bendy wires here, which are the same make and model wire as the Ghostbusters Proton Pack. So I know that they're going to not break on me. And you have a shorter one. We have 2 shorter ones, 2 long ones, and then 3 of these yellow ones. Okay? And now what they're going to do is the smaller ones are going to port in these smaller holes here. And then you could do like connected to his arm. Yeah, it's can't really get it connecting to his arm at the moment. But what you can do is that you can have any different combination of port to tubes that you'd like. You can customize your Baron bends to your own way. In fact, I'm going to do it with the longer head. I think it might work better. So here's the default head, and then say we have take the smaller of the black ones here. You can plug that into his head, like. Plug it into, nope. Alright, you know what? Yeah. I don't want to like waste your time just by porting in holes, so I apologize. But you get the idea. You can plug in any combination of what you'd like. And I would really like to just get one tube in there to give you an idea. Like, I don't know why this is being difficult right now. Yeah. But you get the idea that I was going for, okay? You can plug in anything, anywhere, as long as they match up. And it looks really cool when you do. They're just, it takes a lot of time to do it, okay? So I apologize for that few minutes of me not being able to succeed. And then, of course, your Baron bends will come with the traditional Mezco stuff, the display base, and the arm. And the arm is your traditional arm. And then the display base, which is probably one of the coolest things I've ever seen for display. That looks fantastic. And then, you know, you pop this part out here by, you know, using the back end. Like you would do this, pop that out, and then you would just flip that. Baron bends also comes with his traditional Ziploc bag, which is how I like to store my pieces. because boxes can pile up. So that's really cool. And of course you could write down the figure there, but I just know by memory. And then the thing I did not expect when I was ordering this figure online is that he was going to come with a few other items, and that is the Baron Benz comic book. This is actually the figure on the cover, not an artist rendition. And I'm not going to flip through the comic because I don't want to spoil things for people. But this looks really cool. You got your traditional comic book stamp there. March 17th, I believe, is when he went up for pre-order. No, that's wrong. I forget why March 17th is on there. But Mezco logo. Yeah, this looks really, really cool. On the back, the Aquaticons. And then, lastly, he came with... mine came with the Mezco dog tag, which is pretty cool. And then the thing I did not expect, and I like it, and the shirt fits really, really well, the official Baron Benz t-shirt. So that's really cool. I like this a lot, and I wore it last week, and it's comfortable. And what's really, really awesome about their shirts are it has their logo in there. So that's really cool. All right. That pretty much wraps up this video, guys. I'm sorry that it kind of dragged on a bit. So apologies. But definitely try to still get this figure while you can. The pre-order, I think it's a wait list right now, but I'm sure they'll be pumping them out really soon. And actually, there's one more thing I want to show you guys, and I do apologize. Let me stand Baron up. I really dig the packaging because inside, oops, I put mine in back, but I forgot, but inside, that's the picture that's on the display base. So yeah, really, really cool. Beautifully done, really, really solid. Yeah. All right, well, that's about it for me, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. You could, of course, find this video on Bri2JPresents.com as well as the YouTube channel Bri2J Presents. Please hit the like button, comment down below if you have any questions on anything. I am going to go tend to my daughters now because I hear them screaming as I record. But thanks again so much, and I will see you guys in the next one. If you want to follow me on Instagram, it's Bri2J Presents on Instagram, and I will see you guys in the next one, whenever that one may be.
That's crispy.